Welcome to Daily Armor. Today we're going to be in Philippians chapter 4, verse number 6. This probably is something very familiar, and this devotion will be very quick. I was studying a lot of other passages this morning. Actually got up really, really early, but yet my time is about to run out. So this will be super quick. I'm not going to share anything that you don't already know, but this is something that the Lord has brought to my light, to my, understanding, that I'm struggling in my prayer. I'm struggling, not with the act of praying, but with, I pray a lot for others. It seems easier to pray about other situations, but then when it comes right down to it, God wants me to make my request known unto Him. And I had a little sheet and I put request. And I was like, Lord, I don't know how to give you my request. I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to think too small. But yet I'm struggling. And so He led me back to this familiar passage. It's something that you probably all are familiar with, but let's get to it. It says, be careful for nothing. Be careful. That's talking about our anxiety. Don't be anxious. Don't be worried about anything. Don't worry about anything. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication. Now, what's the difference? We'll talk about that in a minute. With thanksgiving, that's our attitude. And as I was, asking the Lord, what do I request, Lord? What for personally? It's easy to request prayer for others. It's hard sometimes for me, and maybe you don't struggle with it, and maybe you do. It's harder for me to pray for myself. I feel selfish. I feel foolish. But yet, that's what He wants me to do. And yet, that's exactly when I have submitted to that and practiced that, He absolutely has intervened. He has helped me. He has given me peace. He has given me, joy and His hope and miracles. He's given me miracles. Yet I still struggle with it. I don't want to. I want to let my request be made known unto God. With thanksgiving, let your request be made known unto God. Now I'm going to go through this quickly. Be careful for nothing. Don't worry about anything. Don't be anxious about anything. But in everything, but in all of the situations that we deal with personally, maybe it's something you struggle with emotionally. Maybe it's something you struggle with physically. It could be any number of things. But in everything, by prayer. Prayer is that worship that is addressed to God. When we are worshiping Him, when we are saying, Lord, I love you. I'm so glad to talk to you. It's all about you. All the praise goes to Jesus. Thank you so much for saving me. That's that praise. That's that prayer, the worship that is addressed to God. And then it says, and supplication. What does supplication mean? Those are our petitions. Those are things that we're asking about, that maybe we have questions, or that we're asking for, or that we have a need. We have a need or we have a want. There's some things that it's not really a need, but it's a want. And I'm asking God all of this that I am asking that I want. Lord, I want this in your will, only according to your will. There was some things, and I shared this with some, I believe it was just yesterday or the day before, that I had asked God about something. It seemed like it was like a year and a half ago. And His answer was no. And I was okay with that. Because His answer wasn't just no. It was no because I have something better. I don't know what that is yet. But I'm resting in that. I'm trusting in that. I am patiently waiting. My hope my hope is that patiently waiting and anticipating God, who has more than what I'm thinking, what I even thought to ask about. He has more. And I'm excited. I don't know what all that is. I don't know what all that is going to look like or be like, but I'm excited. But as I'm making those supplications that I'm asking for those things in His will and according to what He wants. And if the answer is no, I am okay with that. Why? Because it's about attitude. Look at this. It says, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Be thankful for what you have. Be thankful. When I'm being thankful, then it doesn't matter what I'm asking for. If I'm thankful, then whatever He gives me, whatever the answer is, even if the answer is no, I am so thankful. I've got such an attitude of gratitude that I'm okay with hearing no. It's when you're, just like when you're dealing with a 2-year-old, as I keep every day, and you tell her no, she goes into a flying fit. Why? Because she doesn't have a good attitude about being told no. She goes into a flying fit, and it's just the end of the world. It's just, I've just crushed her. Where's Papa? Go find Papa, because TT's telling me no. She's not appreciating, she's 2. She's not appreciating what she has. And I might be taking something away from her that's dangerous, or I might be, not now, or, go play with what you have. No, you can't have that toy this time. You've got so many things. And it's, I don't want to have that. When I'm making my request, I want to do what the scripture is telling me with thanksgiving. Being appreciative and having this attitude of gratitude and being so thankful for what I have. Even if it's not something that I necessarily want or wanted to begin with, but this is what the Lord has allowed, and I am thankful for it. Therefore, when He says no, or He says wait, or He has a different way, or He has a different plan, then it's okay. So I'm to, with thanksgiving, let your request, your request, what is on your heart? What are you thinking about? What questions do you have? What miracles do you need? What is going on in what do you need personally? Sometimes it's easier to be praying for their request, pray one for another. And we're to do that. I'm not saying cut that out at all. No, I'm not saying that at all. When I have requests for others, it's, I can just, Lord, this marriage is in trouble and this person is so close to being saved. Lord, please save them. And it's easy to pray for others, but it's when the Lord is saying, but what about you? But what about your personal need? But what about what I know you're struggling with? Bring it to me. Don't be anxious. Don't let yourself be anxious about it. Don't let yourself be worried. He wasn't wanting to do that. And the way to do that is to take it to Him. And so that's what He's telling us to do. That's what He's telling me to do. Bring it to Him through prayer, it says by prayer and supplication, by worshiping Him, by talking to Him, by being, praising Him, and then letting Him know. He already knows. But what we're doing is we're releasing it over to Him. We're giving it over to Him. That removes the anxiety. That removes the, Lord, I don't know what to do in this situation. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do next year. Lord, I don't know. And Lord, it makes me anxious to think about it because I'm afraid I'm going to make the wrong decision, but I'm giving it to Him. I'm giving it to Him, and that releases me of that anxiety because He can handle it. He knows what to do. He knows when to do it. He knows how to do it. And I'm praying, Lord, Thy will be done, because I'm going to mess it up. If it's up to me, I'm going to mess it up. But I'm praying whatever You want, Lord. And that's that petition. That's that supplication. And I'm being grateful. I'm being thankful for what He has given me, for what He's already done, for saving a wretched sinner like me. And then I submit. That let your request, that is, you have to do it. You have to actively do it, not just like, Lord, you know what I'm thinking. No, He wants us to say it. He wants us to spit it out. He wants us to release it. He wants us to give it to Him. We're keeping it trapped. It's causing anxiety. It's causing us, stress. Release it and give it to Him, and that's what I'm having to do. And then that makes me breathe so much better. And why is it hard? It shouldn't be hard, but sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to just, release it to Him. And yet that's what He wants us to do, because He can handle it. And I can't, but He can. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again soon.